Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final prelim match of the tournament. After this, we do have a tiebreaker. I'm LD, he's Luminous. We're about to cast Liquid versus IG Game 2. Liquid, they only needed one game from this series. Now they're out of games to mess around in. They take this game or they trust in the vagaries of fate. They might drop down to the loser's bracket if they don't win here.
So the tiebreaker is happening immediately after this match?
Should be.
Okay.
We'll see. Maybe they need some setup time, but should be quite quick. In Game 1, IG showed one style. In Game 2, same bands, different picks. They'll go for a Chen first.
Yeah, and I think it's...
Well, actually, so Batrider did not get banned. So it is a different ban, but they'll go for a first pick Chen, which is entirely different.
I think they'll be a lot more comfortable with the Batrider first pick. Team Liquid goes back for Reaver and now Rubik. So Lifestealer is still within the pool, and Purge was saying that maybe TL is trying to bait.
Well, Lifestealer's not invincible. I mean, that hero just isn't very good against Weaver. We've seen that plenty of times. In general. I mean, he can be, but he needs help. Like, he'll need a puck. He'll need a Storm Spirit at his side if he wants to be effective. You can still go Lifestealer here. He's obviously nice to have with Chen, because you can just infest the Chen's creeps if you ever get in trouble. Liquid don't have great counter push just yet, but we'll see. I think you wait on the Lifestealer. I don't think you go for that here. There's some good solo mids already banned out, but there still are a few available. If you want something like Puck to deal with Weaver in the mid game, that would be a nice choice.
No, if we're casting for Alliance here or something like that, we would say, oh, you know, Lone Druid's in the pool. You could get S4, one of his heroes. For IG, it doesn't feel like they have any signature right now, which worries me. Going
it's good and it's bad. It's good because teams aren't sure what they're gonna do. It's bad because they don't have that one. Okay, big game. Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, perhaps as Alchemist, although Zoe has been somewhat lackluster. The Chinese lately has been safe laning their Alchemist, but they haven't been picking up Grievous Green.
Well, they haven't been securing his farm, is the main thing.
I mean, Mu in that one game on Tongfu against Alliance.
Well, that was fine to me. Like, you don't have to go Grievous Greed farm build. It's not inherently better. Mu...
It's so strong, though.
It's strong. It's easier. I mean, that's why the Western teams like it, because it's just a lot easier and safer. You almost guaranteed to stack those camps, get massive farm, and then in the mid game, I mean, you right click to win. You get off a few Shadowblade ganks, and it could just be all she wrote. But I think the Shadowblade strategy, if executed well, is in a lot of ways way stronger because it puts pressure and fear into the opponent. Sure, there's the ticking time bomb of an Alk farming, but when he's constantly killing your carries and farming, that's way more pressure on the map. It's a strong style. I don't know if one's clearly better, but I don't think Shadowblade and more of an offensive build is inherently worse.
I just feel like when you're going for the Shadowblade build, you're also, in a sense, using one of your very precious slot for an item that it's fine.
Most of the Battle Fury players go Shadowblade after it anyway.
Well, yeah. No, I actually don't think Battle Fury is that good of an item on Alchemist.
You know, there's also the Loda build where he gets Midas and he skips Battle Fury.
I like that build a little bit more, but that's just kind of...
The nice thing with Midas is Alk does need levels, and it gives you a lot of levels.
It hits you to 16 so quickly, and then after that you just go crazy. But Invictus Gaming has done their homework. Team Liquid loves their Naga support. They just love it. It's a 5 base armor support that could just tank so much in the front line, dish out a ton of damage. Yeah. Works well with Weaver.
Good tri-lane hero, good team fight hero, just very versatile.
Check it out.
And it's nice with Weaver. You can Song and then drop the Swarm. It does latch on, and once the Song ends, starts doing damage.
Yeah.
So IG smart ban from them. There is still a Shadow Fiend in the pool, and the other reason that pick was really strong in Game 1, he had Acid Spray as well. Lots of minus armor, easy for him to find burst kills. I don't know if they'll go for it this game. Liquid already has a better roaming support in the Rubik than a Visage is, for sure. So a little bit more potential to kill a Shadow Fiend, but drafts early. And after the way 430 played last game, maybe it's in 430 you trust.
5 seconds.
Well, I wouldn't go with that. Like you said, YYF didn't have, that amazing game. He did find a lot of good pickoffs, though. Let's give him that. Alchemist or Zoe did not have an amazing game on that bot lane.
For IG, let's remember that they sometimes like to run that Bounty Hunter for YYF and just go for face rush style.
Okay, yeah.
So against Weaver, Bounty Hunter's really nice. We'll see.
And now Team Liquid has gone full Treant Protector.
Tree Weaver. If they can't have CK Wisp, this is...
Is this the other combo?
Yeah, this is a very annoying combo. That's for sure.
I guess we go Bloodseeker now because there's no other counter. Actually, Bloodseeker is really good against Weaver. And Tree.
That hero is horrible to play against as Weaver. Because even if you time-lapse, Rupture does not get removed.
Right, and of course he could silence you.
Yeah.
The silence actually debuffs Tree, and I mean, if there's any Bloodseeker green.
And you've got Blood Rage if you need to. You can just use that to remove Lincolns. I mean, there's so many ways to kill Weaver. But I don't think they'll go Bloodseeker. That's not something I'd expect.
Go IG. Do it.
Just because you say it, there's no way, Lumi. You've jinxed any chance of it happening.
No,
How do you feel?
IG doesn't even know that hero Bloodseeker exists in the pool. Like,
That's not true. I've seen Chuan Pub Stomp go like 30-2 on Bloodseeker.
Okay, fine.
They know it exists.
Maybe they heard of it.
DK Alk. Pretty strong combo. We've seen a lot of DK Lifestealer in particular, but 2 melee cores, laning stage is a bit weaker for these guys than, say, a Shadow Fiend. We'll see. Can Liquid punish it?
I don't think the lane's actually going to be an issue. Alchemist is going to play defensive. All you have to do is pick up a very defensive support. Shadow Demon's banned out. I mean, there's a really good defensive
There's
support.
Jakiro in the pool.
Sure.
There's not that many good defensive supports left.
Let me rattle my head a bit for this one.
Naga's banned. She's good. Bane's still in the pool.
Yeah, Bane is a decent one. But what IG has right now, and Team Liquid need to really address the fact that IG pushed so strongly. Because you drop an acid spray under that tower, and what?
I'm just reading the chat. I shouldn't read the chat.
DK has insane push. Like, how do you stop this push?
Okay.
Well, apparently
Slark.
Slark. So treat Slark is you gotta go Bloodseeker now. Like, there's only that's the true counter. There's only one.
You think Bloodseeker is the true counter
to all of
Slark?
this? To all of this.
Well, he is really good against Living Armor. He's great against Weaver.
He's good against Slark.
He's good against Rubik. I wouldn't say he's great, but he's pretty good.
No, I mean, Team Liquid's trying to do their one strat, which is, we'll run past your towers and kill you. And IG's trying to do a different thing, which is we'll kill your towers. Like, where does these two draft collide? Yeah,
when
like,
two worlds collide, which one will prevail?
So who execute a strategy better? Now, one thing that Treant Protector can do is delay those push with Living Armor.
Okay, so the one thing for Liquid to keep in mind, well, yeah, but they have very little counter push. Sure, you've got Living Armor, but if IG actually just get on the tower and your Poison Breath is hitting it, okay, IG are going to try and pull something out of the hat for themselves. And this hero...
They've played it before.
Yeah, well, but it's still something that Liquid have not seen a whole lot of from them. And he's also great against Slark. He is great against squishier heroes like Weaver.
Chakram just removes your Living Armor like
Liquid,
that.
The best way to kill this Timbersaw we've seen is massive burst, or just huge right-click damage, and they have neither.
Well,
no big right-click damage. Slark does not give you huge auto attacks.
Can you hook out of Slark Pounce? Can you Timber Chain out?
You can hook out of a lot of stuff. I'm not sure about that though. Yeah. Even though Timbersaw is not going to run from Slark unless there's one or two extra heroes. He's just going to use a Chakram and trade hits. Timbersaw doesn't care about losing.
You can't hit when the Chakram's out.
Well, no, I know. Trade hits, like use his nukes and just stand there and fight.
Okay,
is what I mean.
okay.
Timbersaw doesn't auto attack anyway. That hero doesn't need a right click.
Get a Basher. I'm keep telling you.
Stop. Lumi, stop.
Basher Timbersaw.
Please, Lumi, please.
Alright, so Invictus Gaming really needs to get a support that's either mobile or very tanky. So Jakiro gives you decent AoE, that's very tanky. Mobile support-wise, there's not much. I mean, I don't think this is a game where you go Crystal Maiden, because these supports will dive you and kill you very easily if you're something like very squishy like CM. I am actually legitimately concerned for Invictus Gaming because the diving power of this lineup is so powerful right now.
IG are a hard team to dive. Hand of God, send back, 2 tanky carries, 3 tanky carries, and one very elusive one as well in the Timbersaw.
I'm talking about like level 3 with Living Armor just going at it. Like, there's no Hand of God just yet. There's just... DK's not that tanky
yet. I think Liquid have to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
If they try to dive in the mid game, that's not going to work. The other thing that concerns me for Liquid, they're not the best lineup to really contest the Chen. And if Chen gets a fast level 6, if he gets a fast mech, if he gets an early creep army, they do get some additional counter push here with Power Shot, but it's not an overwhelmingly strong counter push lineup. If IG get to mid-game Deathball status, Liquid are not particularly well equipped to deal with that without a significant lead.
Yeah, they just actually can't defend a push at all. Power Shot and Fable could do it, sort of.
But Liquid supports do seem to tend to be quite under-leveled compared to other teams, especially IX Mike, who's... Does he play the tree, though? I think he plays the tree, right? And Fluff on the Rubik? They
always swap. They don't have... They're not like a team where it's like...
If it's I would like to see IX Mike on the tree, because I think Fluff's level... Like, they need Fadebolt leveled up in the mid-game to me.
10 seconds.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Maybe they just go all out, win the lanes. Don't even think about the 6-minute mark. Think about the 0 to 5-minute mark.
I mean, this one game decides it all, right? Now we're gonna see a 10th pick Visage, which is...
Oh man, this is a smart pick because Liquid want to be aggressive, and it doesn't really do that much against Living Armor in the laning stage. But if you're actually diving towers, Living Armor is not going to last that long. And as soon as it's gone, Soul Assumption will ruin any kind of dive.
Unless you're diving on Visage, then he says, "Oh shoot." I mean, he's a tanky support by nature.
They have 4 heroes that can't be ignored. every single one of these IG heroes is scary if left unchecked.
If they get the levels, and that's a big if. So again, the two strategies just don't collide, right? Because once IG gets their push going, they just win. Flat out, because Team Liquid can't defend against it. So how much damage can Team Liquid do? How hard can they win their lane?
Pretty hard. I don't know if they can win them hard enough. We'll have to see. It's going to be an interesting clash in styles, though. I think that's the main thing. A lot of it comes down to those first 5 minutes for Liquid. If they don't have a good start, if they give up kills early, then IG should be able to cruise. And if it's even going into mid-game, I give IG the edge. But there is always the potential to outplay. We saw IG getting picked off a lot in Game 1 on some of these other heroes. But we'll have to hold those thoughts because now it is time to introduce your teams. Invictus Gaming, TI3 champions, everything on the line for them, needing a win here to have a better shot at advancing. We'll introduce them now. YYF on the Timbersaw, 430 on the Dragonite, Joe, the Alk, Faith playing that support Visage, and that leaves Chuan on the Chen. On the side of Team Liquid, you've got the American boys, you've got the Canadians as well. TC on the Weaver, Korok, your Slark, that puts Boba onto the Windrunner, IX Mike on the Treant Protector, and last but not least, Fluff and Stuff on the Rubik. And this is the first time that Slark has been picked in TI3.
Compendiums getting destroyed. Fluff and Stuff has pulled 2 sets of regen. I think 1 to the Weaver, 1 to the Slark, and I do believe IX Mike has pulled 1 set of regen as well. So these supports are very, very under gold, I guess. And they're going to be going offensive try. So this is... Let's see how they're going to do against IG's very defensive try.
I do like pooling all of these because Treant doesn't really need much in terms of items. Mike, having branches is just kind of irrelevant for him or any sort of regen for himself. He's walking living armor. And if you pool these guys, it gives them a better chance of just dominating and snowballing their lanes. If they can get 1 or maybe 2 heroes to snowball, I think they're in really good shape. If none of them are really crushing their lanes, I do really worry for them. So let's look at the matchups, Lumi, because the lanes have been set. Weaver in the safe lane against an off-lane Timbersaw for YYF.
YYF wins that lane. Should be.
Even at best, and probably YYF wins.
I mean...
Because there's living armor. There's living armor.
That's true, dude. But he has reactive armor. All he has to do is stay next to the trees, and if he comes to Kuchi harass you, you rolling death, and the Weaver lose way more HP than YYF ever would.
Okay, mid lane, melee hero in the Slark versus the melee Alka 430. Oh, Fluff coming in right now. Hastering up, but... not much he can do at level 1.
Yeah, I mean, Korok's going to get his Essence Shift, and he's going to harass 430 by quite a bit. He's never going to get a kill, but the Essence Shift stat steal should annoy 430 a bit. In fact, though, right now Korok's getting forced back. He doesn't have a quick bottle build, and once the quick bottle comes out from 430, this could be really bad for Korok.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, just look at how hard it is to fight an acid spray. You lose 3 armor at level 1. Korok doesn't have his level 2. He's not good. Oh, is he going to... Nah, not quite enough damage.
It drops him low. I mean, you force him to burn himself. He's going to eat a tango. He's almost out of regen, and he's nowhere near his bottle.
Remember,
I think the lane's won.
He's got living armor, but you really want to reserve that, I think, for TC in this lane.
Right.
Because TC's got the tougher matchup, at least on paper. It's not looking good there. Then the safe lane, IG getting off their pulls early. We do have Chuan in the jungle as the Chen, who has not been blocked or denied in any way. His Satyr Tormentor scouting things out. You see Liquid put a ward just to spot his movements, but didn't try to block the camps. And, well, we're going to see that living armor working for TC right now. Already level 2 and harassing YYF back quite a bit.
YYF gets a lot better once he hits level 3 with 2 points into reactive armor and then 1 point into whirling death. For now, though, it is TC's lane. But until he gets that level 3, or when he gets level 3, YYF should be able to make a comeback.
Despite the harassment that Korok was under, he's got his bottle coming soon, and he is farming pretty well. 6-2 on him, 9-4 on the Weaver. The Windrunner, 6-1. So all 3 lanes, Liquid are winning in terms of farm, not overwhelmingly. And there is a Channel 1 team for IG and not on the other, but I would say decent start for Liquid. I would like to see them try and go for some kills here in the next 3 minutes or so.
You got to keep in mind that IX Might desperately needs level as well. Once he hits to like level 3 or level 5, his living armor gets a lot more impressive. But for now, it's doing their job. IG, they don't even really care about the living armor. It's like dealing with an extra set of regen once in a while. All they really want to do is passively farm anyways.
So what do you think about Mike being bottom? Because he could just be top pulling and getting levels. And I don't actually think he accomplishes anything down here.
I think he should be pulling. Like, just run your defensive dueling with Boba farming away and Fluff and Stuff just, you know, harassing or whatever else. Because he doesn't actually... He's not getting levels. He's not doing anything. You're not going to get a kill on DK.
Yeah, I don't really see what this accomplishes. Because Leech Seed is not going to... okay, it heals you, it's a little bit of a slow, but it's not going to get you a kill.
Yeah, it's not. So I'm not liking the lane rotation coming out here from Team Liquid.
Maybe they'll make the adjustment. We do see Fluff. He's the one moving around a little bit, headed towards mid. And now Korok on the run, 430.
Yeah, he landed a stun under the acid spray, did a ton of damage, but 430 is not going to get a kill. All he wanted to do is just push Korok back away from the creep wave, and he did that. Force out living armor. That's cool, too.
He's winning in terms of farm, 13-0. The denies are okay, but not that useful against the melee hero. Timbersaw doing well top lane now in terms of harassment. YYF also starting to improve his farm.
It's actually
Liquid is not getting enough done for my taste, especially because their supports are not getting any pulls or levels. And already you can see Chuan, he's got a tornado, he's clearing out a big camp, he's getting closer to level 3. Already the Visage is level 3, the pulls are not being stopped. I'm not feeling too confident about Liquid unless they start making plays.
Again, coming out of draft, Liquid needs to win their lane really, really hard. Looks like they're going to come in and perhaps get a kill on Faith. At least they're preventing this tunnel through, which is okay. But yeah, they need to get a level of Shackle Shot on Boba and force some kills down on the bot lane. Because Tron is, or not Tron, yeah, Tron is never here, right? So it's basically 3v2.
The one thing that bothers me about Tree is that, sure, he makes the game more exciting if the other heroes are doing stuff, but the hero does nothing. Just like, what do you do with this? You just wander around. You can living armor from the fountain. I mean, the thing to do is what Godblack does, which is farm the jungle, but he's not doing that. Fluff, in a tiny bit of trouble. If this stun goes off, no, it won't. Could go the other way. It'll be a self-stun on 430, but Chuan's here. Sentry Ward deployed. Korok maybe caught out now, fighting the acid spray. Living armor removed. First blood to IG, and they're going to live. Fluff on the run.
They're not done yet.
They're not done yet. They've got a soul assumption. There you go. 2
Second
kills.
kill.
Uh-oh. Liquid in trouble now. They'll find Chuan. Perhaps there's a Dragon Tail on Joe. Is there another Soul Assumption? No mana for it. Bulba should be able to run with Living Armor, but a really bad engagement there. And
ooh, they're not done. Flame
they
Breath,
might lose him. He's got a Dragon Tail.
No.
Can't run him down.
Face boot's too good. But that's fine. You know? IG says we trade at first blood.
IG is very happy right now. That's a great trade for them. I mean, even if it was a 1-for-1 and even... I mean, like, I think IG can even trade 1-for-1 and give up first blood.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, Team Liquid will have to win the early game so hard, and it's not even close. And now the solo mid.
Uh-oh. Fluff might find a Radiant Courier here, and they're diving YYF. He'll micro the Courier off immediately. He's gotten his bottle. I think he's going to go down, though.
He's got 3 wand charges.
3 stick charges and a Timber Chain. He'll shoot. He just gets it. TC diving with Living Armor, but he's not going to be able to... Jesus, dude. If you can't kill that hero with that amount of HP, like, you just can't kill him.
He's got 9 armor and 9 HP regen per second with 4 wand charges. If TC dives... He dies.
He's actually leveling up Timber Chain. It's not level 1. It's level 3. I think if that's a level 1 Timber Chain, he probably dies.
Why doesn't he have Chakram? I guess he just leveled up in that engagement because he needed the extra distance.
Was he holding skill points?
I think
he
so.
Probably was.
Maybe just
We'd have
turned
to watch
6
the replay.
and then said that, man, I needed that extra range. So whatever the case is, he survived. So
I mean, when we see, I think Arteezy is the one who particularly likes that build of the max Swirling Death Reactive Armor. S4 prefers it as well, but this is a safer build. If you get points in Timber Chain, like, the hero is pretty much impossible to kill.
Well,
without perfect chain stun.
The ganks are just not working out right now. Fluff and stuff finds...
And his smoke, he uses the smoke, checks the top rune, smoke used. That's not... It's just every movement from Liquid support just isn't getting much done.
I mean, if you look at Liquid's support level right now, you have Fluff and stuff at level 2 on a very 6-dependent support. You have IX Mike at level 3. He needs 5, 6 as well. And then you look at the other side. You have Chen at 5, and you have Visage at 4.5, almost hitting 5. Once these heroes, once the IG support hits 6, the game is almost over, I want to say, because you're never going to get a kill when Hadam got online.
And remember, their counter push is not too swell. They've got Power Shot, that's about it, because it's a level 2 Fluff. So their only real counter push is Bulba's Power Shot, and that is not going to cut it once Tron is a mech. He's already got a Rin of Basilius. He's not rushing the mech. He's level 5, though. 2 creeps for him. And the other thing is, the kills are getting harder and harder to find. Liquid aren't getting the levels on their supports, and IG are getting the levels on their carries. Already level 7 on the Alk, he's got his ult. Already level 7 on the Dragonite, he's got his ult. And already level 6 on YYF. There are just no easy kills to be found. And when you have a lineup with a Slark, a Windrunner, and a Weaver as your cores, and you pick the support Treant, you really want the kills.
Yeah, it's not just... You know, they're highly leveled. They're also not on the map. Like, how do you find these kills? Is Korok actually really in trouble in the mid lane? Force out a living armor. Like, if the supports are constantly missing the jungle, you're not going to check every camp as Korok because you're getting a tire push, you're losing in terms of farm. And now we're going to see rotation from Ike's Mike down to the mid lane to protect this T1 for a bit. Korok is checking for wards, I guess. He knows there's a ward. No, that's their own ward, excuse me. But yeah, Korok's just not getting too much done. He can't ever push the lane away back to the other side of the map.
The living armor is not going to last for very long. And the push that we talked about around that 5 to 10 minute mark Already it's out. Double Wildkin as well as the Satyr. So everything's getting some HP regen, everything with extra armor, and I think they go for 2 here.
Yeah.
No familiars up, but I don't know that they need them. Liquid hard pressed to defend. Living armor does not help you in this situation whatsoever. There's so many damage sources. The tower's going to drop. Liquid giving up 2 towers. They'll rotate Fluff here, but he's a level 3 Rubik with no boots.
I mean, he's got to be careful where he's coming in.
This is just a death ball.
Yeah, like 430's tanking a tower like he doesn't care, because he doesn't. He got so much regen, and here comes Fluff and stuff on the back line. He's got to be very careful. He's actually initiating. He lift him up, and they're going to just send 430 back. TC in big trouble, and the entire Radiant team on retreat. Where's the sandbag? 430 has not been sandbagged just yet. No, there's no sandbag. He just goes down. That's a free kill.
That's one hero dead for 5 heroes rotating bottom and taking 2 towers.
2 towers, no denies there.
I mean, it's nice that Liquid got a kill, and Chuan should have been able to send him back, but it's not enough.
I mean, look at this goal graph. It's a 4,000 goal lead on IG, who just decided to start pushing. I mean, YYF didn't even join that fight. He doesn't even have arcane boots yet. He will have
he
it.
does now. He's so slow.
He's
so slow.
Oh, man.
How do you miss Timber Chain? The trees can't move.
I mean, Chuan was missing arrows on Roshan yesterday.
There we go.
So.
There we go, YYF. Old man YYF.
Sometimes they are this defending champ.
I think he's got the arthritis.
I hope not. I hope not.
So IG now. Let me just say this guy is no Dendi. Don't put him on Pudge.
Okay, fair enough.
Shots fired. I love my YYF. Gods is probably flaming me right now on Twitter. How dare I? But IG, strategically, this is their game now. Even if the gold graph was even, it would still be their game. And when they have a lead like this, they'll have a mech fairly soon after those 2 towers. In fact, Headdress is up, Buckler is up. All they need is the recipe. I don't even think they need the mech, but the one thing I would like to see is just Faith go get level 6. Because if they have familiars as well, it gets even harder for Liquid.
I think Liquid needs some very chaotic and very impressive team fights. I'm talking about sending them enough nukes towards IG's ways to force them to run, and then having your Weavers like, I don't know, like guerrilla tactics on the back line trying to do something. But that's just asking for too much, because these guys are just so tanky. They eat a power shot in the face and be like, yep, send 4 more this way.
There's just no big threat from Liquid. Anyone who could initiate runs in, and you pretty much see them coming. There's no Blink RP. There's no... I guess there's Shackle Shot. That's like the best way for Liquid to initiate. But then you're still just running into IG with incredibly tanky heroes, lots of defensive capabilities, and big burst and lockdown. And there's no hurry for them. If they do want to sit back and farm, they can. They're the ones that get stronger.
A decent amount of split pushing, slowing down this push. Tier 1 tower on the bot lane. A little bit of trouble. Tier 1 tower top also in trouble.
It's what they have to do.
Ooh, actually, DK.
No. Korok, he's running one way. He's running the other. Does he know?
He doesn't.
Oh, if he gets Dragon Tailed, he's dead. 1 hit, an easy kill from Joe. Even if there was living armor there, it wouldn't have mattered. And it was very hard for Ike's Mike to react to that.
Yeah, they had no sight, so he didn't know that Zoe was coming. But you gotta expect a rotation.
If you see, because IG showed 4 mid, now they're only showing 1 or 2. You probably should be back. But the thing is, Korok's just desperate at this point, because he knows that if his team doesn't force IG to constantly back, then they 5-man and they take all the outer towers and they start going for Roche and then soon for high ground.
But the thing is, IG doesn't need a 5-man. They have the better late game.
Yeah.
They could just farm. Zoe,
better farming lineup, better late game lineup, better pushing lineup.
I think Zoe, if he wants a Shadow Blade now, he will. Yeah, he's going to get it. I was going to say he could even get a Drums and then back in a Shadow Blade. But
double Shadow Blade against these heroes? Oh, man. TC needs the Sakuchi now. It's a full duration stun. It's going to nail him. And 430 is going to find the solo kill. Where's the living armor? Where's the living armor? Oh, was cooling down for IX Mike.
That was the slowest attack I've ever seen in Alchemist 2, but it's just like, it didn't matter.
Actually, I think with living armor, he's still dead because of the acid spray.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's Mike had on cooldown, couldn't use it. And the thing is, once they get the Shadow Blades, look, we can't split push. And that's like their last option, it seems. And they're going to have double Shadow Blades soon.
Ooh, these birds going to help out. Yes, donation. Thank you very much.
Where'd they? Oh.
They just ran straight in here to the tier.
I've been underwhelmed by some of the Chinese Visage micro. Like, Extinct for Orange has amazing micro. We've seen a lot of the Western players.
Extinct is the best Visage player in the world. I'm just saying it right now.
And then, I mean, along with him, you've got Kuroki, who's had a very impressive Visage. To me, you've had a lot of the other Western players. Fluff's really strong in the Visage, but these Chinese players are just feeding their birds, man. Well, what's up with that?
Feeding birds and still winning.
Feeding birds and eating dogs.
That's racist.
You said you've eaten dog before.
I have, but that's racist.
How's that racist?
I'm going to just let the chat decide.
Don't let the chat decide anything. That's a really bad idea. IG leading by 5k gold.
Look, the
6k
chat.
experience.
The chat sung me happy birthday yesterday, so FULD. You've even sang me happy birthday.
You begged us not to.
I no.
Purge was
Purge
was on strike.
Purge
was on
Purge
strike.
said no. Me and Ben, we were getting ready. We're massaging our throats. We're like, let's go.
You were not massaging your throats. That is such a filthy lie from you. IG sitting back and farming. It really doesn't look good for Liquid right now. And they're going for a smoke gank now. Chuan, mech online. If they get this kill, that's a tier 1 top. It might even be a tier 2.
It's hard kill though. Can I get the net? There's a net, and
see, he ran back in. He was
the stun's gonna hit. The second sentry. The second stomp's gonna come there.
Time lapse. Oh, can't get it off. Great chain stun. He ran. I think he was just out of sentry range. Then he ran back in. Kind of unfortunate there.
No. No,
the first sentry.
Oh, okay.
Because they dropped the second one after the net.
Yeah.
It might have been dead anyway.
Well, IG's now going to roll as a team. There's a split push and a dodge on the bottom here. Zone perhaps a little bit of trouble. Here comes a ray of TP, and I think Zone's going to survive long enough. IX Mike trying to go invis under the tower. I mean, he needs to take off his sunglasses if he's still playing with one, because that does not work.
What else can he do there? Like, he's dead either way.
I guess so.
Just press all your buttons because you're dying. That's what I do when I'm about to die. IG leading 6-2, 14 minutes in. Liquid, they controlled their own destiny coming into this game. They needed 1 of 2, and right now the defending champs are in great position to take them down 2-0. There is a shackle mid. Even that won't latch. Nothing going Liquid's way. Still they're diving. Still they're chasing. It feels like a desperation gank, and they'll back off with living armor here.
Can they get that tower, though?
They've lost another tower of their own. They might get a tier 1 mid. It might even be denied, though. Zhou's standing strong. Another shackle to fly. This one also off the mark.
Okay, at least they got something.
Meanwhile, 430 throwing the stun. Korok, no, he'll be okay.
You notice that living armor's there, and his acid spray is already used, so it's probably a very low percentage play. Gonna go back when he does not have that shot away.
Man, if Liquid lose this game, wasn't there 1 or 2 other games on the first 2 days where they were saying they really should have won?
Oh man, they would kick themselves. Yeah.
And how does it... Well, I guess we'll have to hold off, because they haven't lost yet, but it really looks like IG can deathball this. The army comes in, the mech's there, and again, it's only power shot. It's still not max fade. 15 minutes in.
IX Mike doesn't have overgrowth yet. Like, if they have overgrowth, at least they could take a fight.
Nah, they can just slow down the push. No damage. Liquid doesn't have damage. That's the big
Level
issue.
3 Fade Bolt, come on.
It's not even max. There's no spell steals available. Again, this goes back to the way they laned it, and now they go from the backside. Say hello to my 430. He throws out the stun. It's an easy kill, and I think IG just keep on pushing.
Keep on pushing. There's no split pushing, at least not quick enough.
And if they do go to split push with both tier 1s up for IG, they just TP counter gank with Shadow Blade.
IG could just give you that tier 1, and then you go for your racks.
Do they back off? The safe play here, this is a very important game for them, would probably be go top, take the tier 2 there, and then, well, maybe not actually, because then
they just go.
Just go high ground or go
Look at that mech. They're full HP. Let's go.
Let's win. That's what IG are saying. 60 minutes in, 7-2 the score. Nearly a 10k gold lead. Massive strategic advantage. Breaking the high ground. Liquid, almost no counter push. They went for one of their kooky lineups that often does work, but it just doesn't seem like they have enough to deal with this death ball. Boba on the back foot, the tower under siege. Liquid could be their last moments where they control their own fate here. The tier 3 quickly falling mid. Now onto the racks for IG, the defending champs. They've had a shaky run, but they're looking better now. The racks under siege. There's a shackle on the familiar. IG still hanging on. Mike coming in, still no overgrowth. Not much he can do, not much anyone can do here. TC split push, he takes a tier 1, and now there's a shackle. Ooh. That connects on 2. If there was ever a time to go in, it would be now with 430 self-stunning, but he's still okay. He's sent home. That was about as good as it gets for Liquid as far as an opening, and they can't even get a kill.
Well, they did get a tier 1 out of that. TC was able to TP back and force enemy away. The rack still stands. It's going to regen with living armor, so it was an okay defense for what they were facing him against. But the next one's the one that's going to break their back.
Yeah, again, I completely agree with you. That was a really good defense. Nice shackles by Bulba, slowing everything down as much as possible. But their best, like, one of the best possible defenses they could have had still loses them a tier 1, a tier 2, and a tier 3. And IG back without losing a single hero. Now they've got a point booster on Faith. More items coming out for them. They're reaching critical mass. They are reaching it very soon.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody has a Vlad's, let's say, on IG, or any type of item that helps them push, it just tips the scale so much.
And if you're Liquid, you go for any item that helps you now. You can't try to go greedy. You can't go for anything that's a bet. Well, I guess TC's already committed to this Lincoln, so he'll finish that. But outside of that, Vlad's on Korok. I like this cheap, cost-effective item that helps you fight now. That's exactly what they need. Get your drums, get your cloaks, maybe your bracers. You have to be ready for a fight coming in the next 2 to 3 minutes.
I kind of like what Liquids are trying to do right now. They're pushing the creeps up top here towards the tier 2. I think that will force IG to go back. Unless IG says, you know what,
I think IG just goes down mid.
Okay, they're going to say, we push down to your racks a lot quicker.
They have Glyph, Liquid don't. Remember, there is Living Armor to heal the racks back up, but it's already still below 1,500. IG can either go Roche, they can go back, or they can go high ground now.
They should be decisive,
and it looks like high ground now is the choice. They're not hesitating too much. Just YYF buying his Bloodstone. Completed Bloodstone for him, and now they muscle in. Living Armor's here. Won't last for long. Too many damage sources. They do throw Zhou in. Now your Overgrowth catches everyone. Nobody really taking damage. Korok leaping in, but YYF just explodes him. So much pure damage. And now on to IX Mike. Slapping him down as 430. IG overrunning Liquid. There was a buyback. Now TC in. TC probably going down. Dies mid time lapse. Korok leaping forward. Will the buyback make a difference? They're still alive. It's just too much tank. Too much beef, extra beef for IG.
Ooh,
Liquid again on the run. Korok buys back, dies again, and Liquid are just getting overrun. The base is falling soon. It seems this is their last stand to me.
I mean, oh no, Fluff and Stuff gets found. Like, they're landing all these 5-man Overgrowth, 5-man Rubik stuns. It just doesn't matter. IG is just literally bulldozing their way in.
Jeez, yeah, I mean, that was just a massacre.
Yeah. Well,
we saw the demolition trucks approaching the skyscraper, and now it's imploding. Liquid, 3 heroes dead, 4 heroes, actually 1 just respawning. Multiple buybacks in this fight. They've lost so much. They've lost so much. The mech is cooled down.
The Rax?
IG still fighting. The Rax is standing, but it's going to go down. And now TC is going to go down. TP's an instant Dragon Tail, and he falls too. They have bought back 4 heroes in this fight, and they lost their Rax. And IG yet to lose a solitary hero in the entire push. They won't even lose YYF. The Chakram's going to follow him all the way back to base.
They lost Chen, but Chen bought back.
Okay.
Because he's got swag. And that Chakram
Meanwhile, the invisible Chakra.
The Chakra is just going crazy right now.
Oh, man.
Well,
now Spider-Man's back on the hunt.
I mean, if Team Liquid don't tap out, and to be honest, Team Liquid will not tap out, they're going to just try this in a different way.
So is that confirmed? If Liquid lose this, they're guaranteed 5th place? They don't get a tiebreaker? The other game's already been played?
I don't know what that thing says. We'll figure it out later.
Okay, we'll figure it out later. But
it goes back to what you said during their day 1 matches. Maybe they dropped a game where they could have won.
And they dropped games to Rattlesnake and VP, 2 of the weaker games in the tournament.
Right.
At least that's what that said, which I'm pretty sure Vikramon's right. So
that's going to be tough.
That's where you got to take care of business, you know?
That's got to be tough.
You got to take care of business.
I mean, same thing to IG, though. They dropped the game to LGD and where they should not have dropped. In fact, they dropped 2 games to LGD.
This is, when it matters, though, they're delivering.
That's true.
If Liquid start in the lower bracket, do you think they can make any kind of run? I guess it depends on who they play. Because in theory, they might... Well, if they're in the lower bracket, I guess they don't have to play Navi first round, at least.
Again, I hate to say it, because Fluff is my support player that I learned from. Like, I think he's amazing. But historically, their LAN performance, they just don't perform at the same levels that they normally do. So
it's not the end of the run for Liquid. No matter how this game turns out, they still get to fight at the main event. All the teams do. But it ain't looking good.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
They're bleeding right now, in shock perhaps. The body doesn't have much fight left in it. Is Liquid a dead man walking? They might well be.
Nice Acid Spray steal. That slows it down.
It helps, but here's your mech. The tower already well under siege. Remember, Liquid don't have buybacks this time. There is a Shackle on 2. Joe delivers a stun, and now they try to unleash the pain on IX Mike. They bring him down in a hurry. They're all still healthy. Stolen Acid Spray or not, just not making much of a difference. The tower nearly dead. Everybody alive on IG, and now it's time for round 2. They catch out Bulba. Bulba down.
Oh,
TC on the run, narrowly escaping with his life. More sentries plopped under Liquid's tier 3. Who cares that they can see him? They can't deward him now. IG, 2 lanes of Rax, and this is it for Liquid. There is no coming back.
Yeah, there's just... Now the Rax is going to go down. This defense doesn't even look nearly as close as the last one, and IG cleans up this Rax, and that should be the GG. Nice overgrowth here to start the fight, but IX Mike, no. One more Chakram. Chakram, not even necessary. 430 is going to take the kill. Korok on the run. Does he have pounce left? No, he just stands there as he's just bashed to death.
Dragon-tailed and completely blown up. It is a crucial match for them. They may fight until the throne falls, but this throne is falling, literally.
Yeah, it will fall eventually.
There are opportunities to win this game. I think you just have to go back to the laning stage. Like, not laning Mike top where he could have done a lot of pulling, got some early levels in living armor, not putting the Rubik there either. And some of those early movements for Fluff not working out. And also not shutting down the Chen's jungle game. And the thing is, they couldn't. It's what we talked about in the draft, is when you pick Tree and Rubik, you can't stop Chen from farming. So they didn't block his camps. They couldn't really gank him there. They might kill off Chuan here in the jungle. No mech. Yeah, Chuan's possibly dead, but in comes TC, into Familiars, into Zhou. Oh, he gets Dragon Tail. He might even go down. He will. Man. Trying so hard to make a play, picked off in his own jungle. But yeah, I mean, the way the lanes developed, they had to win the lanes hard. They laned it in a way that made it almost impossible to.
Also, credit going to IG for laning the Dragon Knight on a safe lane, because he knows the offensive tri-lane's not going to do anything to him. And then the Alchemist on the mid lane doesn't care if you're living armor. He just flops down to the Acid Spray, and there's no way that Slug is going to be in the game. So I think IG laned it pretty well as well.
So Team Liquid now dropping 2 games. Will finish Group B 7-7. Might be 5th place in the group. We're not 100% sure about that yet, but we're going to find out for you guys as quickly as possible. They needed to take 1 game. Backs against the wall. IG deliver 2-0. Liquid can't pull a game out of the hat.
Yeah, also, what is the Tongfu series going on right now?
We're going to get updates on those very soon. I do want to break this match down a little more.
Okay.
We've got Purge and soon Merlini here as well, so we can talk a little bit more about this game and what went wrong for Liquid, what went right for IG. Then we'll jump into the group standings. Remember, we do have a tiebreaker match coming up, LGD versus Dignitas. Dignitas, the one North American team, still in control of their own destiny, but Purge, Merlini, the Americans falling short here.
Disappointing for me. I was really hoping they'd get at least 1 game win, but IG proved to be the better team. They outlaned them and outdrafted them both games. Game 2, same case. I was hoping that Alchemist-Slark matchup would be more even, but it turns out with Acid Spray spam that Alchemist does really well.
Even with living armor.
Yeah, surprisingly, even with living armor. It does do multiple damage instances over time, so you can burn through the armor really fast. And he would try to trade hits under the Acid Spray, but every time that happened, Slark would take just as much damage and definitely lose out. Maybe he could have done better if he went a max pounce build, because he could have tried to harass his HP down, but then he would have lost rune control potential because he wouldn't have had Dark Peck, so it's hard to say. I think Liquid, the only major mistakes they made that game was they kept the tree on the bot lane, like the casters pointed out. I think they definitely should have shifted him top to pull. That would have done 2 things. First of all, IX Mike would have gotten more EXP, which means a better living armor early. And also, number 2, it denies EXP from YYF and forces him into a worse out position. Like, a tree's not going to be able to gank there, but he was useless on the bot lane. Like, sure, keep Fluff there so that Bobo can get more EXP and more last hits, but I think keeping IX Mike bot it didn't accomplish anything, really.
Yeah, Tree's a useful pick, but they didn't really get out of it. Like, Weaver wasn't able to dominate top. Slark was not able to dominate middle. He didn't get a fast level 6. Overgrowth is really nice versus BKB. It's really nice versus Lifestealer, too, but I mean, were they waiting for like the Lifestealer pick again?
He got banned, I think, fourth ban by IG last game. So possibly. The Timbersaw was a great choice against Weaver as well. He got 2 levels of reactive armor. Very smart, because Weaver gets 2 attacks, which means 2 sets of reactive armor every time he
Their laning was really smart.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, they just outlaned him again. Similar situation. Just keep the Chen in the jungle, let DK maybe not get that much farm, but get a little bit of farm, and then defend him against ganks, and they won all their lanes.
Yeah, Liquid seems to just be a step behind. Once you ban out Wisp from them, they don't really have any like really powerful tools in their arsenal.
Wisp and Beer, because IG been banning Beer too.
And Ursa. But how...
That's what I meant.
I actually prefer to see an IG win over Liquid, even though I thought actually Liquid was going to take at least 1 game.
Because Rares, right?
Not only that, but also because I don't actually think that Liquid is that flexible enough or versatile of a team to handle the top contenders. Like, IG did okay versus Alliance yesterday. They lost 0-2, but they still like put up a good fight, and I think that Liquid is just potentially going to get crushed by the top contenders in this TI3.
I mean, they will go into the losers bracket. The other teams they're playing against, I think they have a pretty good shot of at least going through 1 or 2 rounds, but they're going to have to win multiple sets, like I think at least 2-3 rounds before they place money. So it's going to be a really tough road for them.
Yep. So I don't exactly know whether or not we have a tiebreaker match for Group B, but we certainly have one.
There is not. Alliance is playing Orange right now on their last match, but I assume Alliance is going to win. So we're going to have Alliance at 14-0. We're going to have Orange at 8-6, IG at 8-6, Tongfu also 2-0 Rattlesnake, so they are also 8-6.
And so Liquid is
7-5.
lower bracket bound.
Yeah, Liquid is
That's
7 and 7.
unfortunate for them.
So there's a 3-way tie between the 8 and 6 teams, and I don't know if they're gonna
There's
use
no games. They use
they use tiebreakers, and I don't know who has is IG second seed or is
Right now they're showing. So Orange is losing their game, or they're
right because it's not updated because right now it shows that Orange at 8-5, which is higher than
But they're playing Alliance, so
8-6. So
high
I don't
chance of
know
losing.
what the tiebreaker is. I'm trying to find out whether
it's
IG
on,
and Orange
it's on the
can play.
website. They've announced it. It's head-to-head if it's a one-way, I think.
No. I'm trying to find out between IG and Orange what happened in that series, like tiebreaker wise.
Okay. IG and Orange split 1-1. I can already tell you.
Okay.
And IG beat Tongfu 2-0.
2-0. What about Tongfu Orange?
I think Tongfu 2-0 to Orange.
So to me, it seems like Orange is the last seed then.
Right. Orange should be last seed, technically. This is
Compare the matchup history of these
This-
teams.
IG is 8 and 6,
Mhm.
and Liquid is 7 and 7.
Yeah, I don't. IG's 8 and 6.
You mean 6 and 8?
Oh.
Am I wrong?
They were 7-5 yesterday.
They're 7-5. Okay.
Yeah. So LG didn't no shot apparently.
Well, Team Liquid at least get to pick MUFC and play against them.
Yeah, you get to pick either the third or fourth seed from Group A. So you imagine they'll pick MUFC here.
Yeah.
What?
Pretty
You-
good.
you- what? I thought you said
It's-
third or fourth seed.
No, if you're in the losers bracket, you
Oh, if
pick
you're in
from
the
the
losers
bottom
bracket.
half from
Yeah.
the last
Oh,
two
okay.
teams. It's
So-
the same deal as the upper bracket.
Oh, okay.
Just dividing line, I guess.
Well, yeah, MUSC clear choice of.
but
opponents.
Team America is still alive because we still have LG versus Dignitas in the best of one coming.
Best of one.
Oh, okay.
Winner, upper bracket, loser, lower bracket.
So this will be our only
Huge
tiebreaker.
match. Only tiebreaker.
Imagine if Dignitas goes the lower bracket. I assume they'll beat Rattlesnake, and then would it have to be Team Liquid knocking out Dignitas or vice versa in the
Wait,
second
I don't
round of
know.
losers?
Can you-
We don't know which side of the bracket they'll be
Can
on.
you
I know.
imagine that LG goes to lower bracket, they pick Rattlesnake and get slayed by the Chinese Slayer Rattlesnake, and Rattlesnake make a comeback to top 3?
Overall.
You said
Yeah, okay.
Rattlesnake
Yeah,
top
okay.
three.
That was a bit of a hypothetical there, but okay. Bottom 3 teams goes to top 3. Yeah, okay. We'll see.
It happened in Alienware Cup. Do you see Navi?
That was a lot less teams. I just don't know about that.
I don't know about that
So-
either.
As I said, right? 2-0
That's
IG.
kind of like the same chance as LGD trying to get into top 4 of Group B.
Yeah. Stars did not align for them, so.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so are we pretty much done?
We're done except for
that
one
was,
tiebreaker match. LGD best of 1 apparently versus Dignitas.
Okay.
And this will decide 4th place and 5th place, which is a very, very big game for both of those teams. You do not want to start off in the losers bracket. There are still some decently strong teams in the bottom 4 of each. Liquid not doing too badly. LG and 2-0'd IG yesterday. Was it IG?
Before we kind of talk
They
more
2-0'd
about
somebody
the
yesterday.
what's happening next with Dignitas versus LG China, can we
Tongfu.
just say,
Tongfu.
can we
That's
compare
right.
this year's group stage to last year's group stage? I felt like this year is just contentions all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like each match matters so much in terms of placing, standings, and everything else.
There were still a lot of stomps though. Like sure the final standings are close, but there were so many just horribly one-sided games.
Okay, but today's games were good, at least. Well, not for the Team Liquid, I guess.
Group
LGD
day 1 and
versus-
day 2.
I mean,
are
look
pretty
at
good.
LGD versus Navi. Like they had one close game, they had one complete stomp. This series was 2 stomps.
Right.
I don't know. The group stages to me great like intrigue as far as the drama of who finishes top 4, but as far as the actual games, at least on our stream, we haven't seen 3/4 of the games, but I hope the team step it up for the main stage.
Yeah.
I think they can do a lot better.
So West seems to be trumping the East, at least thus far.
Are you sure? I mean, the
Not-
Eastern group has 3 Chinese teams.
I mean, Navi
now.
and Alliance are like at the top in terms of
Okay,
taking home the
definitely.
winner.
So taking
Right.
home first place, Alliance, Navi, best shot. But there's a lot of Chinese teams in the upper middle of the pack.
Right. This
so
is true.
they have pretty good shots of taking home a lot of the money.
Someone's telling me it's Tongfu 2, Orange 3, IG4, but I don't know if the website's updated yet.
Tongfu 2, Orange 3, IG 4.
Why would Orange? I thought Orange had more points. Am I wrong?
They're
Well,
all
No,
A6.
they're all 8 and 6.
Unless they
Oh,
beat
are they?
Alliance.
Okay.
If they beat Alliance, then
So if they don't beat Alliance, then okay, then it's
That
based on.
would be huge for Orange if they can be the one team that took a game off of Alliance
and then get second place. On
and
the
then
group.
get second place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be pretty big.
Alliance.
It would crush our compendiums, though, right?
No, I
that
didn't-
one
I say
point.
no undefeated teams. 'Cause I
I-
thought we'd see a lot of parity.
Exactly.
I think I said undefeated.
I said no.
I said
can't
no
remember.
undefeated.
Give me that 1 point.
Lose, please, for that 1 point.
It's not. That's not worth that
Alliance
much.
Priest. Priest loose.
Man.
I don't know if they're going to do crazy picks though. Like Navi in their last game, they picked Pudge and Potom, even though they dominated with it. They still
Yeah.
picked like
I don't
like
think
somewhat
Pudge is a
throwaway
crazy
picks.
pick. I think that's like part of.
It's good for Navi, but
Yeah.
The way Denny plays it, it's legit. So
legit indeed.
Should we go to a break and see what happens?
Let's go to break. We'll come back to. We'll preview our final match of the day.
LGD versus Dignitas.
Best of one.
And then we have maybe the 1v1 solo championships.
Okay.
Just, it would be one game and then one best of 3. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.